Alright, so we're at Glacier Ridge today. Haven't been here in a little while since the spring. I've heard that this place has gotten pretty rough. Always gets even more sandy as the year goes on. But, you know, gonna give it a nice shred. Gotta get that Strava going. If you wanna see my rides, follow me on my Strava, link in the description. Glacier Ridge holds a special place in my mountain biking heart. So for this video, I'm going to tell a bit of a story about why Glacier Ridge is so important to my mountain biking journey. So I first got into riding when my dad decided to get everyone in my family new bikes one summer. He got a giant Revel, my mom got a Specialized Hard Rock, my sister got a Cruiser, boring, and I also got a Hard Rock. The plan was to bike as a family on gravel paths and eventually check out some beginner mountain bike trails. My father did some research and came across Stillwell Woods and Trailview State Park. This ended up being one of our first excursions, and it did not end well. For those of you that don't know, Trailview and Stillwell can be connected, and we began our first ride at Trailview and hoped to make it into Stillwell from the Jericho Turnpike parking lot. We made it all of about a quarter mile before my mother and sister became enraged at the roots in front of their tires. They deemed it too rough and walked back to the car and went shopping in one of the nearby outlets on the turnpike. Bravely, my dad and I ventured on. Long story short, we made it through Trailview and into Stillwell. My first impressions of mountain biking left me pretty rattled, and I honestly don't remember feeling super excited to do it again. Soon after, my dad and I tried Bethpage Park a couple times, and we liked it, but it wasn't really calling us back, and you had to pay to park. So eventually we found out about Glacier Ridge and decided to give it a try. I remember pulling up behind the Brookhaven Town Hall and being kind of surprised that there was a trail right there. We eventually rode every trail in Glacier Ridge and we were just blown away. My perspective on mountain biking suddenly became a bit wider and I started to really like it. We liked it so much I believe we went 2 times in 1 week. And I know to the average cyclist 2 rides a week is not much to write home about. In fact, I ride about 2 times a week at least. But when we went from wanting to go to Stillwell every couple of weeks to Glacier multiple times a week, it meant a dramatic increase in our enjoyment of the sport. The reason that I'm sharing this story, however, comes from my dad's cousin-in-law Larry. We found out that he was an avid mountain biker with cross-country races and trips to Moab under his cycling belt. We knew that he would be on Long Island for a family gathering, so we invited him to come ride with us one morning. Naturally, our inclination was to show him Glacier Ridge. So we met up at Glacier and it was a pretty overcast day. Larry was riding an older Specialized Epic if I remember correctly, and we were afraid we were going to get rained on, but we started to shred nonetheless. I quickly realized how fast and smooth Larry was riding. At first I was struggling to keep up since I was afraid of hitting roots and making turns at that speed. As we kept riding, I eventually started to follow Larry's lines and was able to stay in control. Suddenly the trail became even more exhilarating and I was having a blast. The feeling of going faster than you've ever gone while being on the edge of your skill limit is addicting, and I realized how much fun mountain biking could be. I'm the type of person who loves progression in their hobbies. I am not content with staying at the same level of skill for extended periods of time. I know some people are happy with not really pushing themselves, especially when injury can occur, but once I knew how limitless the skill ceiling was for mountain biking, I was hooked. I love knowing that there is such an infinite amount of skill to learn going forward, even if I'm bound to get hurt in the process. From that ride to the ride you're watching right now and to every ride after. If you go back to my first MTB video on this channel, you'll see me on my Specialized Hard Rock, and when you compare my riding then to my riding in this video, I think the contrast is quite significant, and that's one of the reasons why I love making videos of my riding. I love seeing the proof of progression, and hopefully you liked listening to my random story too. Pee break. Now on to a different topic. This is my last video before going back to college. I'm excited to go back and explore new trail systems near Binghamton because I will now have a car with me on campus. But of course the Rona has a good chance of striking back once the colder weather comes. I'm not sure what that will entail for my fall semester. I hope that classes aren't forced back online, but naturally that's out of my control. My main concern is in regards to the Formula 1 car team I'm a part of at Binghamton University. Since we literally design a whole car from scratch, meeting in person and working in the shop is going to be crucial for completing the car by the end of the academic year. However, the school wants to limit in-person meetings as much as possible, and this worries me because I'm looking forward to the hands-on and social aspects of the team. Furthermore, this car actually uses 4 Cane Creek DB Air shocks for the suspension, which really sparked my interest for obvious reasons, and I'm looking forward to getting engineering experience in both race cars and mountain bike technology. I find it extremely lucky that I was introduced to the Formula Car project and they just so happen to use mountain bike shocks. In fact, as far as I can tell, most other teams do not use straight up mountain bike shocks, so I can't help but think, what are the odds, you know? As I've mentioned before, I'm studying mechanical engineering, and I hope to get my master's in 5 years with a 4+1 program. I'm not sure exactly where it will take me, and I'm trying to keep an open mind about career paths because mechanical engineering is utilized everywhere. For right now though, I have my eyes set on working in the mountain biking industry or in performance vehicles, whether that be on or off-road. Those fields are the most similar reflection of my interests that I've had over the years. I've created Lego Technic models of anything from construction vehicles to race cars, and modified hobby-grade RC buggies, short course trucks, and crawlers before mountain biking became my obsession. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on, but it's interesting to put these thoughts out there and compare them to what I'm actually doing 6 months, a year, 5 years from now. Alrighty, and that do be Glacier Ridge though. That was a great ride. Honestly, pretty nice out today. Kind of hot, but when the breeze gets going, it was really nice. So, hopefully you enjoyed that epic shreddage. And if you want to see more of these videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button. Turn on bell notifications, comment, all that jazz. I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, stay adventure, my friends.